Many thanks for staying with us. Now, we've gotten to a very interesting part. I think a part that you all out there are going to enjoy. Today, we'll be talking about night clubbing in the entertainment value chain. And to do that with us is communications manager and PR specialist in the person of Dudu Smart. Welcome.
Welcome to the show, Dudu.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I want to ask, first of all, why Dudu?
Okay, well, in all sincerity, I like to think that there are some names you don't give yourself that stick with you.
Okay.
Right, so let's just say it's a brand name that has gotten to stick with me over the years. So I remember while I was in secondary school, I went to a boarding school anyway. So if my parents needed to come during the,
Visiting days.
Yes. If they pronounce my real name, no one would.
At this point, you're leaving us curious. We really want to know what his real name is.
It's alright, but at this point, we're not going to share this anyway, so let's take it.
Okay.
Because you don't know whether the name has been, maybe there's been a change of name.
Okay.
So let's leave it as Dudu Smart.
Okay, so back
Dudu
to your
Smart
boarding house.
Yeah, so if my parents mentioned my real name at the time, no one would come source for me.
Ha.
Yes, but when they're about to depart and say, but while they are thinking I'm not in school, and they're about to depart, they do not remember the one that you call Dudu. Then everyone in the school began to.
I mean, it's Dudu.
And then
pretty much sticks.
Hey.
Yes, we know him, so they will source for me. So, and I realized that if you marry a Yoruba name and an English surname.
And then I really like it. I like because the black is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
I get that right.
Okay, Dudu, let's go straight into the discourse for the night clubbing in the entertainment value chain. You are a PR specialist for one of the biggest clubs in the country when you talk about Cubana. What is it like for you as a PR specialist? Let's start from there.
Beyond being a PR specialist, I'm also an entertainment consultant and an advertising practitioner, right? But for the purpose of this discourse, right, being a PR specialist beyond Cubana now, being a PR specialist, you must understand image management. You must also understand how to properly and effectively communicate the values of any way you find yourself. So at the end of the day, it has to do with about information. And you must disseminate it as easily as possible so you won't lose the target audience or market.
Okay, I was actually wondering, and I know many of our viewers are wondering right now, PR in night clubbing, what's the correlation like? What kind of roles do you undertake?
And that's the thing. I want us to start like this. Let us know what clubbing, nightclub business
means.
Because lots of people go to the club, or they party, they have fun, but they
And
don't
it's
know
all
the
just
business
party,
angle. Let's talk about what nightclubbing business is about first, and then you tell us what PR, being a PR specialist, how it applies in that
Nightlife.
Of course.
Okay, so first of all, nightlife business to a lot of people means people who frequent these places have no future ambition.
I think they're all guilty of that at one point or the other.
I mean, they are less ambitious people. They live for the moment and the likes. But it's good when when we have people who think like that. It's discourse like this now that would enlighten a lot of people. So first of all, right, the business of nightlife is a serious one. Right? It's as serious as any other industry. Do you understand? And it's a social inclusive one that includes tourism and opens up any economy. Do you understand now, for cultural and tourism growth? So I'll give you an example. For example, in 2019, I read a research. And in UK, for example, that is the 5th largest industry. And it contributes about 8% to the employment of that country, bringing about 69 billion pounds into the economy yearly. And that is a global economy, that is a developed economy. So now let's come back home to Nigeria now, that is a developing economy. If if we properly harness the values that are embedded in nightlife and its business, there would be a tremendous impact, first of all, in our economy. It's going to open us it's going to create and open us for job creation, right? And if government begin to put policies and structures in place, they can even generate more revenue
Okay.
for the economy.
So I want to take this a bit further.
Please go ahead.
Starting up a nightlife business.
Yeah.
What does this entail? Because I go to the club and I see certain facilities or structures have been put in place to make sure that you come there, you have fun, and you spend a lot of money.
Well, at the end of the day, right, I mean, first of all, I would say passion.
Okay.
Because first of all, you must be a people-oriented person to want to be in that business.
Quite important.
Because if you look at it, right, it's our friends that visit these venues. Only on some certain occasion that you would have strangers. And we'll call these strangers walk-in customers. Right. But you must understand, first of all, there's the passion, and you must have an uncanny drive for success. Then you must begin to do your feasibility study as to the kind of location that you should site these venues. And this location, however prime they might be or not, also has to do with the structures that you want to create. Right? Because if you're creating a structure, let's say somewhere in Egbeda, for example, right? The structure might pale in comparison to what you might have on the island. It might pale in comparison to what you might have at Ikeja, for example.
So what you're saying in essence is you don't just cite clubs anywhere.
Yes. Do you understand? So it has to be targeted. You must understand the audience you want to cater for. Do you understand, right? So let's take, for example, Cubana, for example, now. They wanted to cater for people with high-minded ambition. They wanted to be the Rolls Royce of the nightlife entertainment. And in the last 10 years of being in business or more, their mission has been crystal clear. And they've been doing justice to that up until this moment. So it has to do, first of all, with you as a person, understanding your target audience, and understanding the value chain.
Okay.
Talking about value chain, where will you say nightlife ranks in the entertainment value chain in Nigeria? Would you say it really ranks so high?
Okay, so first of all, right, like I rightly said, it's a social inclusion kind of industry. Meaning that, right, it nurtures predominantly the artistic and creative industry. Do you understand, right? But beyond all of that, it also aligns with the medical, right? It also aligns with the food chain. It also aligns with power and the likes. Now back to answer your question. So you see, the ranking, a lot of people see it as just a soft sell. But for me, I think it's the most important part of the entertainment sector. Because they would say, oh, what cannot play makes Jack. That's it. Do you understand, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, you're getting ahead in any area of entertainment you find yourself, be it music, be it movies, be it media, for example, right? But at one point in time, you need to align, you need to cool off, you need to relax the tension.
Okay, Juju, now that you've mentioned the media, let's just dive deep inside that and talk about it. Because I hear, okay, music promotion. I want to see music promotion, especially movie promotion, and then maybe parties relating to, say, movie premieres, because you see, they have movie premieres, and then they have after parties.
Yes.
Now, how does that influence, is it an arrangement to sell music? Because, you know, we have a stationed DJ at the club, which is not there for fancy. And then we have a dance floor for people to vibe. Okay, so how does this translate? How does it translate? Okay, entertainment business partnering with the nightlife.
Okay, so you see, let's just, for example, I'm going to take it from, if I understand you properly, I'm going to break down these industries now and how we can actually, and how they relate. So you see, for a music label, that has an artist under the label that wants to promote these artists, right? Predominantly, he probably will think of radio, think of TV, and he might also think through traditional promotions. But the most important part of it is the nightlife. And yes, the reason why, right? After the producer must have produced the song, the next person is the DJ. So where do we find most of these DJs, right? They're in the nightlife sector. And because they're in the life of the party, they are the go-to people to get out this music to the end users. And this rotation has to be constant, right? It's only when it's constant and it's frequent that we can truly have a star sensation, right? Because if, for example, the people at Maven Records did not do justice by getting across the sound of Ruga, for example, now across these media outlets from radio, right, to TV, to nightlife entertainment, it won't be a sensation at this moment.
Let me ask you about the impact of COVID-19. I mean, last year should have been one of the most difficult years for
saying it already.
Clubs in Nigeria. What was it like for?
First of all, I have a problem with government policies. I mean, they need to realize that the nighttime economy is a very robust one. So they implement policies and structures to suit the daytime economy. But they seem to forget that the nighttime economy caters for a whole lot of much more people. So while they were relaxing the lockdown and they were easing it off gradually, the last place they eased off was the entertainment sector. It was a terrible one. So for months on end, a lot of us were out of jobs. But we kept hoping that they would ease it off eventually. And even when they began to ease it off, it was in stages as well. Right, so were we grossly affected? Yes. But you see, the people who we are trying to protect, the masses who we are trying to protect,
just want to go out there.
Just want to have fun.
You know why, like I rightly said earlier on, you can't build a sound mind by shutting them indoors. So you were easing off the lockdown and you were opening up general markets.
Activities without fun.
Do you understand now? So so now you're opening up general markets like the Balogun market, like the computer village, and
that attracts even more crowds.
Do you understand?
Because we do not have so much time. GDT, you're a
Okay.
pro at handling this segment.
Let's end this on this note. I mean, it's been nice
Fantastic.
listening to you, but we always love to do this every Friday on the show. We have someone in-house, and we want to see what else you can display for us if you were not a PR specialist in the entertainment industry.
Okay, so if I was not in the entertainment specialist entertainment industry, like I already said earlier on, beyond entertainment, my day job is advertising.
Advertising,
right?
Okay. Let me pause you there.
Right.
So I want to see you market a product to someone.
Okay.
Wow. So it depends.
So let's imagine it's the
Yes, sir.
wristwatch you're putting on right now.
Okay.
That lovely
Right.
wristwatch. Let's say you want to sell it to someone at a high cost. How are you
He
going
said
to
high cost. Doesn't matter. Let him peg his
in
price.
fact, anyhow, your price.
Sell us
You're the
the
boss.
watch
In
and
30
let me
seconds.
use my last kobo to buy it.
I mean,
right
in the
now.
next 30 seconds, the person is walking away. So you have 30 seconds to do this.
Okay.
So, man, my dear, please, what's the time over there? You don't have a watch. You need to have this.
It's allowed. Mind blown.
This is
Fantastic
okay.
to have
That
you
was
on the show.
quick and nice.
Thank you so
it's
much
wonderful.
for first of all for delving deep and explaining. In fact, I personally want to start a nightclub.
Please do.
Please.
I'll be your consultant, but it might cost you though.
Don't worry, money is not a problem.
The man is talking business right here.
We'll come back for more after this commercial break. Make sure to stay with us.